I will do a quick hack on the computer to see if I can figure out where Rose might be in the cyber universe.
Beautiful.
I think that's / find space Rose underscore version 2. I think that will work.
Command prompt in administrator mode.
Ping Rose Magenta at 192.168.0.1.
I was literally just going to ask DuckDuckGo where she was.
It's not Rose Magenta, it's just pink_hotness.
Hello, everybody. Look at this crew.
What is up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Molten Magic, or Molten Blues, as we've got for tonight, where we, our incredible crew of players, will be diving back into the world of Orbital Blues as they finally come out of that VR reality and are awakened with the shit and the consequences of their actions. I'm Bodhi, the Unexceptional GM, and I am buzzing to be back in the chair with these beautiful gentlemen tonight. I'm looking forward to being back at the Molten Magic table, as it were. But I'll let my incredible, exceptional cast of players introduce themselves. Dave, take it away.
Hello, I'm Dave, and I'm playing Jesse Brains, the muscle. He definitely does not want to be the brains of the operation today. And maybe the red mist has descended.
Oh, hello, I am Danny and I'm playing Neo, the super artificial intelligence, I would say hero of the group, but everyone seems to die, so he's got a lot of emotional trauma to deal with tonight. The only thing he saves is himself by accident.
Hi, I'm Tom, and I am playing Jimmy Joe Brains, and I'm here because I love my uncle cousin, and but I'm also now starting to understand and experience other types of emotions that I wasn't really bargaining for. I thought this was going to be more of an apprenticeship, and it's turning into many more life lessons for me.
Nice.
Hi, folks.
Go on, Matt.
I'm Matt. I'm dead.
Short and sweet.
Just why I'm grey. But no, I did play Rose up until her untimely death last episode. So glad to be here. I'm going to be eating snacks and chilling out.
So he thinks.
Mute yourself before you start eating crisps.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Just in the background of my intro.
It's payback for the live weekend where you forgot that we were all on mics.
Exactly. Okay, so if everyone's sitting comfortably and we're all ready, Dave, run that title sequence for the last time this arc.
Oh yeah.
So, we are back. And where we find ourselves is deep within the Wave Corp space station, drifting through the dark matter of space. The space station is shaped like a giant spinning top, pointed at top and bottom, wide middle, basically. And you can see there's many droids floating around and ships arriving and leaving, kind of all simultaneously as the camera kind of flies in towards this space station. As we cut in, we drift through the halls, and you can see folks walking back and forth, many people in long lab coats with name tags on, other people in the standard SCARS uniforms, whites with like helmets. You can see they've almost got this like padded kind of armor that they wear at various different pieces and segments over their body, walking with these large, round, almost like what look like giant omnidirectional wheels. That are these droids that are kind of folding them around and rolling with them. As we move up into the higher reaches of this space station, you start hearing an alarm going off. Wow, 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 wow. The movement becomes frantic as people are dashing back and forth. Some sort of alert has been triggered here in the building, and folks are kind of going into lockdown. You see doors closing shut, people kind of grabbing things, downloading stuff from computers. Safety protocols are kicking in all over the place. And we cut into the server room. This is a dark, ominous depth of this space station. You can see racks upon racks upon racks of servers, extending almost as far as the eye can see. Lights flickering in the distance. Imagine that scene, in The Matrix where you can see all the bodies almost like laid out like batteries in those little sarcophaguses where they're all in jelly and shit. That kind of vibe. And it just extends out as far as you can see. We cut to blackness as Rose, you hear a voice. "Wake the fuck up, Ronin." As your eyes flicker and the sounds of the room, these spacecrafts kind of flying past you, you open your eyes and you see you're in some sort of office building. There's like weird shaped dividers with cubicles all over the place. And as you kind of look over, there's a tall gentleman crouched, hand on chin, looking at your face. You can see he's got scraggly 5 o'clock shadow with salt and peppering to its color. He has long black hair that kind of droops down, and you can tell it hasn't been washed for days. You could probably smell it. It's greasy and long. You can see his shoulders are covered in gnarly Japanese-style dragon tattoos that kind of tuck into his what looks like a blast-proof vest with various different like pouches of things, and you can see there's wires poking out of some, and you can see on the front there's a massive bit of spray paint that says Ronin across the front. This person leans in and goes, "So you're the one I heard of that shut down the main grid the other day. Not too bad for a kid. But you're gonna be tested today, so I hope your laces are tight and you're well rested. Because we have," and he lifts up a hand with essentially some sort of arced, it looks like a piece of metal that is bent with almost like a bit of hologram floating in between the bits of metal. Some sort of chip. "We have these plans to run all the way across Cyber City, and your little virus stunt put the Sentinels on fucking high alert." He reaches a hand towards you as if to try and help you up to your feet and says, "I'm Tavius Grid, your unexceptional Ronin netrunner. Are you ready, kid?" As he extends a hand to you.
Sorry, what?
Sorry, what indeed?
Rose, I think, would be there for a moment and sort of has to remember how to speak, almost like, "Where am I?"
"Well, you're in Cyber City. What do you mean, where are you?"
How? How is this? I died. At least I thought I did.
Ah. You're from the Void. Now that makes this a whole lot more interesting. Here, let me help you to your feet. He goes to do one of those, like, bro clenches, and pulls you up to your feet. As he does, you look out and survey the kind of landscape of this office block. You can see that there's almost 360 panoramic windowing around this office, and you realize that you are in a skyscraper. You are hundreds of feet up in the air, and you can see other buildings kind of dotted around you in the distance, forming a metropolis lined with neon lights, pulsing as they almost form the edges and curves of buildings.
Okay. New reality. I need to help my friends. How do I get back?
There's no leaving Cyber City, kid. But I'll tell you this. If you make it out, you come and tell me. Because I want out too.
And at that moment, you hear as from behind you, you see this buzzard-like ship, long, thin body, cockpit at the front, and wings extending out to the side, fluttering next to each other, creating almost this dragonfly look to this craft. As it does, strobe lights hit the building, and you hear over a tannoy, "Don't run!" As that energy, as that sound hits the building, the windows shatter out. Tavius looks at you and goes, "I hope you're ready, because here come the blues. Let's fucking run." And he begins sprinting towards one of the shattered windows at the opposite side of the building to where this craft is behind you. What do you want to do, Rose?
I'm following. I'll take a look back at the ship and then just stick my middle finger up, and then I'm going to run.
As you stick your middle finger up, you see from the front of the ship as two barrels of blasters appear from the front of the ship. And you begin running. As you see in the distance, he leaps out of the window, turning to face you, and goes, "Rock the fuck on!" and disappears from view as he falls out of the skyscraper window. What is Rose thinking as she runs towards what is inevitably the edge of a cliff? The edge of the skyscraper.
She's probably running towards the edge thinking, why is it always male egos? And then just jumps.
I love it. As you get to the edge and you place your foot right on the edge and you leap forward, you look out into this metropolis. You can see skyscrapers extending as far as the eye can see, floating ships flying back and forth across jet streams, lit by these neon lines that seem to run through everything and seem to coat the landscape in light. As you begin falling, you look down for the first time and you see that there's a slanted roof of a section of the skyscraper below you. And you can see Tavius already arm up, sliding down the glass of the roof. Right, Matt, I'm gonna need you to make me a savvy check or a grit check to start us off. And you're looking to be an 8.
Okay, what's going on with my heart and blues at this point then? Because I was like 10 blues and fuck all heart.
You are going to keep your blues, and your hearts are going to be back to their maximum, which I believe was like 12, I think.
I think I was on 8, which is fine.
Perfect.
Cool. So you want a grit or a savvy check, you say?
Yes, please. 2d6
Which is
plus your grit or
2d6.
savvy.
Make it so. Oh, that's not bad for a start. That's an 11 plus 2 for a 13.
Beautiful. As you begin falling the feet below you to this slanted glass roof, we cut back into the void core.
This is really writing this as you know.
I fucking just like spit out popcorn, like, oh shit.
Shit, this is our bit.
I've got mine here.
We cut into the Wave Corp station again, and we cut to a white laboratory room. There are 4 Atmos machines hanging from the roof, unused currently. You can see there is the crumpled, cold, graying, lifeless corpse of Rose Magenta, your friend, your possible love, and you can hear from outside the door "Gear, gear, gear," as an alarm sounds, and as you can hear a soul cutting through the door. What do you three, our other side of this story, do in this moment?
How cold does she have to be before it counts as necrophilia?
Welcome
Don't you
back.
dare
Danny's
desecrate my fucking lifeless corpse, you cretin.
No.
Danny's like, how long do we have before they get through the door? Can I get it done fast enough?
Rose, how did you come back to life?
So with her
It bodes well
lifeless
that
body,
speed impresses you.
I know. Sorry, I derailed that for a second. I know that I said to Jimmy that we can't save her this time, but I still want to try. So holding her lifeless body, I'm hoping her brain is still, your brain is still active for a little bit after you die, right? So I want to try to see if I can download her consciousness into me, onto whatever, my brain, my servers, whatever. So then I can take her body, we can save her, I can rebuild her and reinstall her, so then she'll be essentially another version of me, because I've got the blueprints for my own brain, so I can rebuild another version of me that will be Rose. That is what I would like to do.
I believe that Neo's tried, as you said, tried to say some of this. Were we like stabbed in the head with like needles and shit for this machine to have
Like Matrix style,
worked? Yeah, it was like that, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yes, indeed it was.
Jesse, not knowing anything about technology at all, really leaves that to Neo. Will sort of jump back up to those frames that they were in, grabs that sort of needle mechanism and wants to rip it off and throw it to Neo, thinking it'll help.
Awesome. You leap up to try and grab it. Give me a muscle check. Jesse with some serious muscle. So 2d6 plus your muscle, you're looking to beat an 8.
My muscle is there. Oh shit! Can I re-roll? How do I re-roll?
You can exert by spending a heart to re-roll
Exert.
one of the dice. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to re-roll that. So that was so that's fine. Okay. Yes. There we go. 7, 9.
9. Beautiful. Okay, so with a 9, you leap up, you grab it, you kind of swing for a second, and you like kind of shuck your body, and it snaps, wires fray, as sparks kind of fly from the end of these wires that are now exposed, and you land back on the ground and throw it to Neo. Neo, you catch it.
Use this.
And I'll just look at Rose as the wires come out of my arm to attach to this needle. Forgive me, and I'll go through the eye hole that's already in her head, because it's the quickest way to get to her brain, and I'll slowly edge it in to see if I can connect and download her consciousness.
Okay,
No joke about
perfect.
just the tip, edging.
No, this is
Anything.
Beat me to it. You beat me to it with the
Penetrating the
edges.
eye socket. Just
Stab wound fucking,
Yeah.
all of it.
honestly though, this is a head fuck for me if we get it wrong.
well, it's a
Whee!
head fuck for her as well.
There we
Apparently.
go. There we go.
So, Danny, I would ask you, are you trying to weave some of Neo's tech? Are you trying to have your arm kind of like connect to the cables and like wire in? Are you doing cybernetics for this, or are you doing
100%.
savvy and trying to do it mentally more and trying to like...
Cybernetics, 100%. Yeah.
Perfect, awesome. Roll me a cybernetics check, so 2d6 plus your cybernetics, and we'll see whether you go up or down.
Come on, 13.
13. Beautiful. So, with a 13, what is your cybernetics at currently?
0.
0. Awesome, cool. You can bump it up to a 1.
All right.
Beautiful. So, with a 13, you are going to slowly slide this in as best you can, as some of the like tubing and tendrils from what is almost like your forearm muscle almost come apart themselves, like they've got a mind of their own, and connect to the frayed cables where Jesse severed this piece of technology. As you kind of tune in to the electrical signals within this biotechnology as you're trying to picture it with your cybernetics. You find a couple of things. You find memories scattered, lost, almost like they're drifting through space, and you begin kind of like pulling them in and reeling them in and pulling them in. You also find emotions that were felt, things that were felt in those last couple of moments. You feel that warmth of love again. You feel the sadness of saying goodbye. You feel the also extreme, like, almost passion and flow state that Rose was hitting as well during that moment of hacking against the virus. The one thing that seems to be missing from this space is that what you're trying to find. The consciousness itself, the ability to be a being. I guess you could say the soul of the brain of this machine is missing. However, you do believe it's going to be valuable to collect the pieces that are there, for if you are able to somehow find out where the soul is or recover it, you're going to need these extra pieces to get something whole again.
Okay. So realizing it's not doing what I thought it did when I've just collected the fragments that I can, it'll just... She's not here. I don't mean it's too late as in her brain is dead. I mean, she's not... I don't know how to explain it. She's not in there.
Neil, you don't have to explain it. I'm just going to grab Jimmy, pick him up, get real up close to him, and just go, Jimmy, we need to find a way out of here. Are you with me? And he's trying to like get eye contact with Jimmy. Are you with me?
So the last time we saw Jimmy, he fell back with the full force of understanding this loss, and he had not felt loss in his entire life, and it almost put him into a little bit of a shock. So as Jimmy's watching kind of Uncle Jesse rip the cables down and toss them to Neo, and Neo insert those cables into Rose's eye socket, it's almost like he's watching a movie. He's not in the movie, and he's a little bit, let's say, distant, and has elements of shock. So as Jesse approaches Jimmy sees Jesse, but almost like he's looking through a window and seeing his uncle cousin talking to someone else, and he's just staring at him.
I think in a very short amount of time after saying, Jimmy, you with me? He's going to realise that Jimmy isn't, and he's seen PTSD before, and he's gonna try and bring Jimmy into the room with the like so sort of he's gonna push hard down with his nail into Jimmy's hand, into the back of the hand, try and like bring that pain forwards to like bring Jimmy back into his body, and going, Jimmy, come back to us, come back, come on, you're right here, and like puts a hand. Yeah, I know. You're right here. You feel that? You're here.
What happened? Where's? And Jimmy sees Neo over Rose, and he says, "She's gone. She's gone, Uncle Cousin. Uncle Neo's.
Neo's got it. Neo's got it. Okay, we need to get Rose out. We need to get her out.
Uncle Cousin,
help me find a way out.
What's that noise?
They're trying to get in, and that we can't get out that way. We need to find a way out.
I grab Jesse, and it's not necessarily like I pull him close to me, but I just want to lock in his eyes into mine, and I say, Uncle Cousin, I'm not ready for this. I want to just be Bunny. I just want to go home. I just want to be Bunny. Can you call my mom? I can't do this, Uncle Cousin.
We need to get you home then. That's what we're doing. That's our mission. You, Rose, me, Neo, we're getting home. Let's go home.
Let's go home. And but you said Rose as well, and Mr. Neo said she's gone, and I don't want her to be gone, but she's gone. We have to accept that now.
Well. We've had some developments, Jimmy. She's not fully here, but that must mean she's somewhere else. As in, right? This is going to sound weird. Her body is here, and we need to keep this. We need to save it. But if I can't download her consciousness from here, that must mean she's. And I'm kind of thinking, where is out there? And I'm like, she must be on the server. She must be in the cloud. She must be. Her consciousness is in the system. If we blow this place up, we blow Rose up.
We're just trying to get out. Can Jesse start looking around? Was that the only way in, or can we now see vents, service hatches in this room?
I love the idea. Roll me a observation check. So it's just 2d6, and you're looking to be an 8 with it.
Oh, I already got a 10 without my modifier, whatever that would be.
10 without the modifier. Gorgeous. Okay. So as you're looking around, by the way, in a second, I'll be starting a timer for how long is left until they get through the door.
Yeah.
So as you're looking around, you can see that high up in the roof, there seems to be some sort of, those like little triangular keyholes that almost look like you could put that in and a little like hatch would drop down. But it's probably, the roof is probably about 12 to 15 feet, up in the air, so you're going to have to somehow get up there to be able to get this open. And the key itself, who knows?
When
Oh no.
1 minute.
Fuck.
When
Starting.
Mr. Neo said she's not here, but she must be somewhere else. That was almost like a lifeline for Jimmy that, let me be quick, that brought him out of this PTSD shock and got him to say to Neo, when you mean she's somewhere else, that means she could still be alive, Mr. Neo. She could still be alive.
Jimmy, we don't have time for this. You hear
we
that
can
noise?
save it, but we need to save
No,
ourselves.
Uncle Cousin, I can help with this. I'm good at this. What do you need, Mr. Neo? Because I've been in the system. I've been in that network. I've gamed for thousands of hours in that network.
We need to save her, but we need to save ourselves.
Yes. Can I?
I'll pause it. Go for it, Dave.
The mechanisms that were holding us again, they were from the ceiling, weren't they?
Yes, they were.
He's just going to rope climb up that, and he's going to use whatever he's got on him, probably a multi-tool, to just try and pry that door open, or even the lock open. So
beautiful. If you hadn't have said rope climb, this check would have been harder. But the fact that you are a military man who probably spent hours of basic training fucking climbing ropes over obstacle courses in a gym, all that kind of stuff. You're going to begin kind of hauling yourself up this machinery. Give me another muscle check, and it's going to be an upper hand. So roll 3 dice, take the highest 2, and you're looking for an 8.
Again, another 9.
Another 9. Beautiful. Yeah. You begin scaling and pulling yourself up as Neo, you turn and you can see sparks now coming into the room where you are as the blade is now starting to break through the welding. Jesse, you get up to the top and you begin kind of wiggling in with your multi-tool, kind of just trying to force it to crack. As you get it wedged in there, smack it once, smack it twice, it falls open, the door hitting the wall with a clang, and at that moment you hear as two chunks of crudely welded metal fall to the ground. and the door opens. What's the plan, gang?
What's that?
I would like to give Jimmy a lift up into the vent so Jesse can take him as I'm trying to shoot them with cover fire with the 6 shooters that I got from
Oh, gorgeous. I love it.
previous
Okay.
crew.
I'm trying to remember, what did we come in with, guys? Because I seem to recall we did come on with. I said that we came in with that welder, and I seem to recall we also came in with some explosives. Did we not?
You
am I-
put the
Fourth party member.
explosives. Yes, Matt. A fourth party member indeed is what you came in with. You put the explosives, Jesse, if I remember correctly, on like next to the door. You like put that little block of C4 like next to the door basically, and had it ready to go. But you had some explosives. You had a blowtorch that you were using, and you had a card to hack through that I believe that Neo had, like some stuff to get through some system-based shit. You had some outfits that you guys are currently wearing. So you guys are dressed in 2 Scars uniform and and one of you is dressed as a lab coat person. If I remember correctly.
I believe that sounds familiar. So,
Yes.
are we within blast radius of the C4 that we put on the side?
100%.
Fuck.
It's small it's a small amount of C4. So if you set it off, like, the blast is gonna do some shit, but like, you know,
It's more
the amount that you
concussive
put there,
than-
I was gonna say it's more concussive than it is destructive, is how I put it.
Then, as I've pried this open and I'm waiting for everyone else to get up and the door slams open, I think I'm reaching for the remote, but not going to trigger it because I don't know what's coming through that door.
Beautiful. Neo, you turn to look at it and you're gonna throw Jimmy up. Are you using cybernetics to chuck him? Are you like piston power throwing him? Or are you hoping that he's gonna jump a little bit and it's more of like natural kind of power?
Piston power.
Piston power, beautiful. Roll me a cybernetics check with upper hand, please. So 3 dice, get rid of the lowest. Looking to be an 8.
Oh, I got an 8. Just meet it, beat it.
Yes, meet it does beat it.
Bang on an 8.
Amazing. So, put your cybernetics up to a 2 for me. Jimmy, you get launched towards your uncle cousin, who is currently hanging from this, like, vent, like, essentially trap door in the roof, basically, who is hanging from there currently. What's your plan here? How are you planning on getting up to here? You're gonna successfully make it, but how are you planning on grabbing onto your cousin or the vent or whatever?
Yeah, so as Neo launches me, I also see him pull his weapon and look towards this opening in the door, and I kind of track all that, and then I can feel myself being hoisted or launched upwards. So my last thought is that Neo is wielding a weapon, and as I get launched, I see Uncle Cousin there, and I feel like I'm going to get thrown right, almost like to crash into the roof. So I just grab Uncle Cousin with a bear hug, sort of above his waist, around his torso, behind him. Yeah. But I also look down and I can see his weapon that's holstered right now. So I keep one arm kind of around him and reach down because Uncle Cousin's holding on to this rope, and I reach down and I unholster his weapon, and I start just moving my hand towards where Neo was looking to fire his weapon as well. Beautiful. So I'm hanging on with one arm, and I've also got a weapon, Uncle Cousin's weapon, looking at the door as well.
Beautiful. Jesse from above and Jimmy from above, where you would see the angle that you're at in this room, you would just see rifles enter the room first. As the first thing that comes in are blaster rifles, followed by arms holding them. Neo, you turn after launching your comrade up. Are you going to start shooting at these dudes and just start letting fire rip, basically?
Yep.
Okay, amazing. Roll me an attack, and it's going to be, just a normal attack. So 2d6 plus your savvy, and you're at probably, I would say, nearby range from these guys. So we'll account for that.
Ooh, I got a 9 on the 9 with that.
9. Beautiful. Are you aiming for something specific? One of them, multiple of them, or are you like just doing cover fire? Like get them fucking not in this doorway, basically.
I'm probably just going to be like, beep, 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 beep. Well, it's technically one shot, isn't it? So I'll shoot at the first rifle I see coming through the smoke and sparks.
Beautiful. So what you see is, Neo, from your perspective, this military kind of situation where the dude with the saw steps back and round the corner as you go to point, as 2 dudes come from the sides of the doorway, breaching style, and look to enter the room. One of them goes to say something to you as you blast him off his feet, backwards into the hallway, and he slams into the wall as you cauterize a laser blast straight, just missing between his armor plates, and just goosh as he lands on the ground and falls to the ground. The other one reels back, lifting their rifle, and turns back against the wall on the outside of the door. So the doorway is now clear. What's your move?
What do we do, Jesse?
Jesse's waiting for them to actually come, enough of them to come into the door to then set the C4 off. Basically wants to catch them where it's like behind and just blast them off their feet.
What you reckon, though, Jesse? That's perfect. You reckon that doing that, getting yourself and the boys out, and then like almost letting them then breach, and you can like giving it a second and letting it go off is going to be the way, basically.
Yeah. So I think it's that waiting for that procedure to happen will then say to Jimmy, stand on my knee and get up. So he's kind of crossed his legs so that Jimmy's got a purchase to climb up while Jesse's holding on, and then thinks and looks down and is like, shit, Neo's going to need help, but then realises he's a fucking cyborg. He can probably pick Rose up and jump up here with her. So it's hopeful that Neo will do that.
Amazing.
Jimmy, okay, so although he hasn't had military training, he has grown up with firearms. Actually, before he was born, neighbors gave his mom a Red Ryder BB gun to give to Jimmy as a newborn. He grew up shooting BBs at rabbits and chiselers and squirrels. He knows his way around weapons. So he, as Uncle Cousin says, kind of go up. Jimmy just says, "No way, Uncle Cousin, I got this." And he's looking to see if he can see anything that resembles any part of one of these guys' heads, their bodies, or anything. He's kind of incorporating both gaming and his marksmanship on the ranch.
Jesse will then go, "Cover me from up there. Get up there and cover us."
And Jimmy says, "All right, just give me 1 second. I want to make sure Mr. Neo's fine." And I'm just
Beautiful.
like, just show me something. Just show me something.
So what you see is, so as Neo blasts this shot back, you see one of the rifles go disappear out the doorway. The other one pulls up and tucks round the door. You can see from your like top-down angle of the door, which is like there basically, you can see just the front of the person's foot poking out from the corner of the wall. And you can just see their foot poking out there. Do you want to take a shot at it?
Actually, so how fortified is this wall? Can I kind of make an estimation where his torso is through the wall and his like head is through the wall?
Yeah, dude, you know what? Fuck it. Yeah, let's do it. I fucking love it. Run me. So you're going to be rolling me an attack roll, but it's going to be against the odds. So you're going to be rolling 3 dice, getting rid of the highest one, and you're looking to be an 8 to try and fucking clip this dude in the torso through the wall.
All right. So what am I rolling? A
3d6?
No, I got that.
Sorry, savvy. My apologies, savvy.
Okay, that is an 8. So I rolled 3 3s. I get rid of one of them. It's 6 plus 2 is an 8.
An 8. Beautiful.
Yep.
On an 8, you've basically grabbed Jimmy's like rifle that is slung around his body. Jesse's rifle that's slung around his body. You aim and it's boof. This laser almost like swings you both back from the force of the kick of the laser, and it just Neo, you see sparks just fly as this laser rips through the white wall, scorching a hole basically through it. And you just hear as then, from your vantage point, Jimmy, you would see hands go onto the ground as a rifle falls in front as he then topples forward, clutching his side. And you just hear him go, "Back up! We need backup!" And Neo, you would see this body kind of fall in front of the doorway as well.
Okay. Jesse, in a feat of random brilliance, just goes, just shouts, "Get back! It's already about to blow!" And hope that they're going to be scared that something inside of the room is
amazing. I love it. Okay, so Jesse's going to give me a grit check. Give me a 2d6 grit check. Looking for an 8.
I don't think I'm going to get that one. What is grit? It's a 7. So if I re-roll one with another heart, it's the same roll again. It's a 7. Fuck. No.
Okay, but with a 7, you realize that there was only 3 people breaching this door, and the only person that's left is the dude with the saw who's outside, and you can just hear him also being like, "Back up, back up!" And what you hear from where you are, almost echoing down the vent to you, Jesse, is the sound of boots trampling from a hallway or two across, echoing down the vent to you of just dum 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 dum
shit,
dum.
Shit the bed. Neo, we gotta go. Get
Time to go,
Rose.
Mr. Neo.
Get Rose.
I reach up
You
and
guys-
grab the edge of the vent hole, and I lift myself up. And I'm up now, and I'm just reaching a hand down. Actually, I'm reaching my hand with a rifle down to Neo, to Neo, and my other hand is just to Uncle Cousin as well,
So,
to see if either one will want to take that.
Well, I think probably the answer would be yes, but probably we're all looking like we're a bit of a conveyor belt to try and get Rose up and out.
Well,
Go, Neo.
Neo is starting to think, we can't take Rose with us. Now he knows she is somewhere else. The body is kind of becoming surplus to requirements in a sense, because I'm going to have to... she is wherever she is in the ether. I'm going to have to rebuild her like me to download her anyway, so there's no point having any human parts left, because the only bit that's left can go into any machine.
Okay.
Neo, you make this realization as you look at Rose's body, and as you look just past her body, you do see something, which is the computer terminal that still is there and active in Solomon Lane's lab. Now, the rest of your 2 guys have almost pulled themselves up and are waiting to grab Rose and haul her up and do whatever you need. But you can see Rose's body, your team, and the terminal. You probably have time for 2 of them. Maybe. Just maybe.
So, the terminal as in what Rose was plugged into?
As in a computer. Sorry, by terminal I just mean a computer on the desk that is wired into the Wave servers and server system, basically.
I will do a quick hack on this computer to see if I can figure out where Rose might be in the cyber universe.
Beautiful.
I think that's / find space Rose _ version 2. I think that will work.
Command prompt in administrator mode.
Ping Rose Magenta at 192.168.0.1.
I was literally just going to ask DuckDuckGo where she was.
It's not Rose Magenta, it's just pink_hotness.
Locate me.
At
I think it's probably another
MSN.com,
website
yeah.
you can probably use.
At fucking myspace.com.
Advanced IP
absolutely.
scanner. Hang on a minute, that's a bit weird.
I bet even out here I could find hot single mums in my area. I bet there'll be an advert for that.
You open up the terminal and you just see on the browser there's hot singles mums. Everyone like, Solomon was looking at some nasty porn. Close that down.
60 pop-ups before I can get to...
Okay. Danny, can you please... Are you using your cybernetics to do this hack, or are you doing it actually trying to do traditional hacking, mouse keyboard
Cybernetics,
stuff?
baby. Half a least
beautiful.
resistance.
Roll me a cybernetics check, please.
Oh, Oh, God. Hang on. I'll use a heart to re-roll that one.
We're rolling bad this week.
Come on. That's a 10. Oh, fucking hell, that worked out.
That is a 10. Beautiful.
Yep.
Can you describe how your cybernetics interact with the computer as you patch into this for me?
So instead of going to the keyboard, I'm going to go straight to one of the ports, whatever that may be, whether it's USB or any jack, and I'm just going to... One of my fingers... Yeah, the end of my finger will lift up and a wire will come out and I'll be straight into it. And then just ones and zeros will start rolling in my eyes as I am scouring all of the cyberverse. Yeah, one in the pink, 2 in the pink stink USBs. Thanks, Matt. And then I will be scouring the cyberverse looking for Rose. And what I'll just be looking for will be her signature hack.
Beautiful. Absolutely stunning. So... First of all, we just have to address that Danny is the only man in history to say 1 in the pink and 2 in the stink. I just needed to address that, and then we're going to move on. I just needed to address that because
Always
that's
do the
fucking
reverse
hilarious. Says a lot. Okay, so at that moment, we cut back to Rose as you land on the slanted roof and are now sliding down this roof. You see Tavian ahead of you reach the edge of the roof as he leaps off again and lands on one of the floating vehicles that is flying past. Think Obi-Wan Kenobi, Anakin Skywalker, jumping from floating vehicles vibes. As you're coming down, you begin spotting a trail of other vehicles kind of coming up towards you. Anything you want to say? Anything?
Shit!
As you come down and you feel that friction bite, you begin using your trainers, and as you look down, Matt, what style retro sneaker is Rose wearing as a net runner for me?
Oh, they're definitely Nike high tops.
Sick. Love it, love it, love it, love it. And you slide, the laces are undone, and you can see that you've got it loose so that they're just poking out the side. They're these sick fucking Hello Kitty laces that you've put on.
They've probably also got the air pump on the tongue
yes,
as well.
Of course they do. And it actually does something in this reality. As you slide towards the edge of this thing, you see one of these vehicles coming. You reckon you're going to be able to make the jump. Are you going to try and aim for that? Or you can see just off to the left, there's another skyscraper about a street's distance away. And you can see that there is almost like a fire escape that runs up the side of it. This almost stairwell that kind of runs up. But if you're jumping to that, it's a full. That's a full.
I'm gonna let the fucking dice decide.
Gorgeous.
High is gonna be vehicle, low is gonna be the fire escape.
Gorgeous. Love it.
That's fire escape.
Oh, fire escape. Beautiful. You leap for the vehicle and miss as you just mistime the jump and you begin falling. As you fall, you manage to just grab onto a chunk of the fire escape. You hit your head and just see almost like static in your mind for a second. As then a chunk of the railing falls off with you, fall to another layer down and kind of slam onto this fire escape next to a small window where you can hear some sort of noise from inside. Beautiful. And you're gonna take let's be realistic here. You're gonna take 3 points of damage as you just slam into this fire escape. As you kind of sit up and begin gaining your bearings, you can see this this vehicle, this like floating dragonfly, almost come round the side of your skyscraper and begin zooming towards you. As you sit up and look into the window to your left, you can see someone sat on a sofa. But wait, it's not actually someone. There seems to be some sort of animatronic sat on a sofa with a child animatronic, and they seem to be watching something on a hologram television that's in front of them. And as you kind of look back at the vehicle, you notice from behind it a light pulse through all of the buildings, the vehicles, and everything that is electrical around you. And as it passes through this building that you are stood next to, for just a second, the briefest second, the hologram on the television turns into Neo. And you see him furiously in front of the computer. You can see the chaos kind of happening around them for a second, as then it continues on as he was just doing a scan looking for you. Neo, you get a ping. And the ping is in the server room of the Wave Corp building. Rose, what do you want to do as this ship is now coming towards where you are on the fire escape?
There'll be a moment when that scan or that light sort of that pulse passes through everything. She sees Neo, where she will breathe sort of Neo, and dives through the window into the room.
Beautiful. As you dive, smash through the window into the room, the ship almost overshoots the building as you are now inside. The animatronics kind of look at you, and you know the older looking one covers the younger one's eyes and goes, "Please do not hurt us."
How do I get out? Just show me, like.
Points to the door, and as they point to the door opens, and you can see a neon light lit and leading out of the corridor into what is like a stairway of, like, imagine a New York style apartment building, basically.
Awesome. At that moment, Rose, sort of realizing a little bit of where she is going to go, I really hope this works. And she's going to click her heels twice and see if she can sprout roller skates.
Oh, I love it. Yes. Give it to me all. Give it all to me. Please, do you know what? Fuck it. Just roll me 2d6 plus your savvy for me.
That is 10.
10. With a 10, you click your heels together and you imagine roller skates in your mind. But this isn't the real world. You and begin hovering about 4 or 5 inches off the ground. You kind of do a little step to the left, and you're like, oh, they function just like rollerblades. You're good to run. What's the plan?
Absolutely.
You diving out the door?
She is out the door and to the nearest stairwell. I imagine the natural thing for any human mind is down.
Amazing. As you come out of the doorway to the stairwell, you can see, stood leaning up against the wall, is Tavian going, well, goddamn, Rook. Didn't you fucking suck straight away? Follow me. And he begins running down the stairwell ahead of you.
Who the fuck are you?
And you can see he's just sprinting. He's giving, his face in that is giving like Keanu Reeves in John Wick kind of vibes. As you begin dashing down the stairs, he comes to a door and kicks the door through. As he then rushes through, goes, "Excuse us," and then just smashes through a window himself and rolls onto a roof of a building that's almost like half a street away, basically. A little alleyway gap kind of thing.
Nice. I've got the little hover boots, so I'm just going to... and sort of like almost like pipe grind as if there was a pipe, but there is nothing, and I'll just grind down the roof.
Stunning. As you grind across the roof, he looks back and kind of nods, but continues in pace running. You can see the strobe spotlight of the vehicle kind of circling the building, but it hasn't found you guys yet. As you kind of land on this roof and begin running, you guys dash off into Cyber City skyline. The gang, we cut back to you. Neo, you have Magenta's ping. What's your next move is you begin hearing the stomping of boots in the hallway outside of the door. What's your plan, Neo?
Finding that ping has really given me a rejuvenated sense of hope. We can do this, we can get out of here. I felt a bit lost. I was willing to just fucking sacrifice myself or die on this spot because everything else was gone, but now I've got something to chase and something else to live for. So I'll one last look at Rose's body. I'm coming for you. I'll kiss her on the head, and then I'll try and jump up into the vent with everybody else.
Beautiful. Nice. You jump up using your cybernetic legs to boost you up, and you climb into that vent and pull yourself up. Jimmy and Jesse take a blues for leaving behind the body of a fallen comrade. as you see Neo leave Rose's body with no explanation, nothing to inform you guys of why he's left that body. As you guys climb into the vent and begin kind of shuffling down what seems like over like the next room or hallway kind of area, Jesse, are you still hanging back to wait for some people to come in to blow that shit?
Yes. So wants to be the last one and wants to just be hiding enough to see through that vent.
Yeah.
And is going to just watch the other guys getting away. But yeah, he wants to make sure that he also takes these guys, as many of them out before he then carries on.
Beautiful. Jimmy and Neo, you begin kind of crawling through the vent and continuing on. Jesse, moving back for a second, and as the boots, dum, 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 you hear the guy be like, "They're in there!" 4 of them enter the room, followed by another 5, and they all spread out, begin looking. They're like, "Where'd they go?" One of them goes, "Wait a fucking second," and looks up to you, Jesse, in that second, seeing your eyes through the gaps in the vent. Over to you.
And he just sees my eyes, but in the way that you can, he sees them going from stern and just on my eyes, just to the smile. And then just goes...
He sees the teeth as well, and the smile through one of the other slats. Just 2 slats down, he sees that smile.
And just says, "Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker." And then presses it.
Beautiful. You pull the trigger, the C4 ripples outwards, destroying the wall, blasting these 9 officers asunder across the room. However, as the blast hits the terminal, the keypad on the wall, the keypad on the outside of the wall, and the camera system rose. As you're running on the roof, off in the distance, you see an explosion in Cyber City. Ripple out as blue flames extend upwards high into the skyline. Jesse, as you begin crawling away and flames kind of lick through the vent, you guys hear nothing. And as you continue crawling and crawling and crawling, suddenly the vent collapses from underneath the weight of 3 of you, and you fall into a hallway, a couple hallways down from where you just blew up. You can see lights flickering in this hallway, and sprinklers are now on as fire protocol is being blasted across the tannoy. You guys land, and you find yourself in that kind of thin layer of water at the end, like at the bottom of this hallway. Begin kind of getting yourselves up a little bit wet, and we have that gorgeous, gorgeous Matrix-style rain. You guys are getting drenched. Hallway ahead of you as 3 SCARS officers slide to a halt at the end of the hallway. And that is where we're going to go to break.
Oh, shit.
Fuck, I wasn't ready!
Dude, the pace of that first... I don't know how long we've been going, but that pace...
I'm fucking sweating.
Yeah, honestly, yeah. We go in an hour, but it honestly feels like that just took I crammed into 5
10
minutes. Yes, it's just ridiculous.
The timing in the switches between the 2 scenes.
Fucking love
Perfect.
it.
It's insane.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be back at the table with you guys. God, we do some of the best TTRPGing out there. Fucking hell yeah. Fucking hell yeah. Well, guys, thank you so much for the first half of Orbital Blues, our finale of Orbital Blues Arc 2. For those of you who are watching, thank you so much for joining. And guys, hit the follow. Go subscribe. Check out the Patreon. You're going to be getting a bunch of free stuff. And otherwise, we'll catch you after the break for the conclusion of this epic tale. Will they recover Rose? Will they get out of the space station? How many more of the plunderers are gonna die for a mission that really, 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 when it came down to it, they're probably not gonna be remembered for? So...
What the top that was?
We will see you guys...
Modus operandi.
...in the second half.
Oi, oi.
What? Oh! Is that meant to be happening?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Amazing.
Yeah, it is.
Oh shit! I was gonna be like, oh, Matt's because okay. For people who don't know, the reason we all just reacted weird is because Matt has already been having tech issues tonight. We did not. I was like, oh shit, this is about to be crazy. No, that's fucking sick, Dave. Fucking wizard, dude. Guys, get yourself a producer like Dave at the fucking chair and fucking be thankful. Be thankful for your producer.
Or just nominate Dave for a fucking award somewhere because he deserves it.
Yes, exactly. Let's get him an Emmy or a crit award or something like that. So, welcome back everyone to the second half of the Orbital Blues Arc 2 finale. This is going to be a fun one. I'll let you guys into a little secret. I name every episode behind the scenes for myself, just what I think the episode should be called. And this one's called Only One Way Out, The Loud Way Out. So, I am buzzing for this second half as we have our party split. Rose Magenta, who died in our last episode, is currently... her soul, her consciousness is trapped within the Wave Corp space station servers at the moment, as she is net running with this strange Keanu Reeves looking dude who is leading her through Cyber City at the moment to go apparently deliver a set of plans somewhere or something like that. He was pretty vague about it. While the rest of the gang are actually in the Wave Corp station building, have just blown up a lab, probably killed a bunch of people, definitely hurt some folks, and have then since crawled through a vent and then dropped into another hallway as the ceiling broke under their weight. They found themselves in a hallway with sprinklers going off as water is dripping all around you guys. You can see at the far end of the hallways, 3 SCARS officers kind of slide up to the end of the hallway. As you turn around, there's probably about, at a far range behind you is a door, and they are about a far range from you on the other side. You're like dead in the center of this hallway, basically. Along the walls, you guys will remember there were these like painted lines that led you to different parts of the station. They were like almost the direction, similar to what you might find in a hospital or something like that. Neo, as you look to the left, you see these lines kind of leading in different directions. You can see 3 that stand out to you. The docks. There would definitely be spaceships there. The droid intake, which is where you guys parked your ship. And you can see going in the opposite direction, behind you, it says server room.
Well, seeing the SCARS agents come sliding into view, I would look at the other 2 and say, jump. And I will put my hands into the water and I will use my stun electrical taser arms to send an electrical wave through the water to try and take everybody out.
Beautiful. I absolutely love it. As you guys all jump up into the air, Neo slamming fist down, this ripples out, and you almost see it, just like almost when you put sound through water. Just the static vibrates the water across the floor in front of you, and you can see even some of the drops begin to almost look like they're glitching and staticking in front of you as well. Cool. Neo, roll me a cybernetics check, please. You're going to do it against the odds, because the dudes are at the end of the hallway, and they're probably wearing rubber boots, realistically.
Don't come out with scientific logic for my cool idea.
Roll 3, take away the highest. It's not a session if Danny doesn't drop some dice.
But luckily, I still got an 8.
An 8. Beautiful.
Hell
As
yeah.
you all jump, this wave of energy ripples outwards. You see 2 of the guards and almost slump down. One takes a knee, one falls completely unconscious into the water, and the other one kind of remains standing. And as you lift out, as your buddies land back in the water around you, looks at you and hits a button on the wall.
Fuck.
The door behind you begins closing. He takes a step forward into the hallway with you, and the door behind him begins closing.
As in the door to the server room starts closing?
The door, so basically the hallway you're into, you would have to continue down the hallway and through other hallways to find the server room that is behind you. It's not actually the room behind you, it's a doorway that would lead you that direction. In front of you leads towards the docks. Yeah, that one and the one behind him is now closing as well, and that direction is where the docks and the intake is, the droid intake is.
Jesse's just going to look up at him and go, "You're going to wish you'd passed out." And he's going to grab his rifle and just shoot him.
Amazing. Love it. Anyone else got anything?
As you are aiming, I will say to you, I haven't got time to explain. I can save Rose, but we need to get to the server room. As you start lining up your shot.
Yeah, so do I need to roll for whether I take him out?
Okay, so this is what happens, and I'm so glad that you asked Dave to shoot him, because as you go to fire this rifle, you do your normal breathing technique that you do as a military man, which is steadying yourself, giving you, and you do it in a fraction of a second. But as you do, as you realize that whatever button he hit is pulling the oxygen out of this hallway.
Fuck.
You may now take the shot, and it's against the odds. So you're rolling 3 dice, it's savvy, and you're taking away the highest.
Shite. So that is 4. Terrible.
4.
Old.
Beautiful. With a 4.
Hang on.
Go on,
hang on. So I want to potentially assist Uncle Cousin Jesse here in a second, but also before I do that, is there any type of object around us that I might be able to throw to wedge into the closing door behind us?
I love it. You turn around, and the only thing that's there, surprisingly, is a tray with, like a cart, with dirty trays from a canteen kind of on it, and it's on, like, wheels that you would find on a shopping cart, basically. You reckon that you could probably push and slide that, and hopefully, not have it tip over for it, and hopefully wedge it in the doorway. It's the hardest curling shot in all history, because you have to stop it exactly where the door is as well.
For most people, but back at the ranch, there are carts like this. That when I'm going through like the hay bales and the different areas where I'm feeding different animals and things like that, I'm pushing a cart like this. So I kind of know it's not exactly the same cart, but it has wheels like the cart that I've pushed many times before. So I know kind of a technique that I can get this thing rolling. But before I do that, I look over to Uncle Cousin and I see him. I don't know what, but something's weird. He's usually fucking, yeah, like there's some sort of like an initial grasp or gasp, and I just look at him, and I put my hand on him, and at that point, I'm like, brains always do this, Uncle Cousin. Brains always do this, and I give him lucky, which means he can re-roll at this moment. Yep.
How many dice does he get to re-roll, or is it just the whole check?
He can re-roll the whole check. So he can re-roll a single check with either the upper hand or against the odds, and choose either result. So you can do, right now you can do upper hand. So you can roll 3 and keep 2. Is that right, Boats?
Yes, you could. Yeah. It does. It does indeed mean that.
Okay, an 8.
An 8. Beautiful. So, Jimmy, as you go to say that, though, you say, brains are... and you find yourself now struggling to breathe as the oxygen is being ripped out the room. Neo,
you guys are acting
the only
weird.
one who... I was about to say, Neo's the only one who has 0 issue with oxygen. Jesse, you fire off this shot. And with that confidence from your cousin, even though you're feeling yourself exasperated, a little bit of panic sets into
his vision, tunnel visions, but the point is what he's looking at is what he needs, and that's all that matters.
Beautiful. As you take this shot, it ripples through the air, and because of the lack of oxygen and the falling water from the sprinklers, it creates this gorgeous like funnel effect as all the water kind of like separates around it and turns to steam in this moment. And actually, by turning the water to steam, you're re-separating the molecules of the water, and it gives a momentary bit of oxygen for you guys to breathe. As he raises his arm, and you see from this circular device on his wrist, a phasma shield kind of appears. Your blast clips the top, and almost like molten liquid, the top corner of the shield falls away and drips onto the ground in front of him. As he stands up, he's like, yeah, let's dance. And he pulls from his back some sort of wand or stick. He presses a button, and 2 vibro blades, one from the top and bottom, appear as he begins stepping forward with the shield. Jimmy, let's roll that muscle check for that fucking for you pushing the cart. So
Okay,
I'll say this: you can either give me grit or muscle, and because it's far distance, you have to try and line up the speed perfectly. We're gonna say you got to hit a 9 instead of an 8.
Can I then say,
Yes.
I like your thinking, Jimmy. Push me on top of it. That's an order. And then that'll give you upper hand because it's a direct order from your captain, and I'm going to fucking surf it to the door. Keep the door open myself.
Fucking Neo, are you jumping to surf it, or are you like belly diving onto it and trying to ride the top layer of it? Beautiful.
Yeah.
You belly dive onto this motherfucker, Neo, and with the extra bit of force from Neo diving on Jimmy, you thrust it, and it's going to give you. Is it upper hand that it gives him?
Upper hand, yeah.
Beautiful. 3 dice.
Here we
Take
go.
away the lowest, Tom. Looking for a 9.
What's the? Do I get any buff?
Grit or muscle, whichever you'd prefer.
Okay. Grit gets it at a 9, just a 9.
Come on.
Woo,
Hell yeah.
buddy! And you know what? There's nothing better with curling than just hitting that number that you need. So as you and send Neo just like fucking like Dirty Dancing lifted by this trolley across the fucking hole, and it doesn't bump along the walls. It doesn't like ricochet. It's the perfect. It's like perfectly wheeled. So the doors, and actually the force of the doors hitting it is what stops it in place. Neo, you slide off of the other side of the trolley and roll into a like cross section, almost like a T-junction hallway that was at the end of that hallway that goes left and right now instead of like north and south, basically. Cool, beautiful, Dave. Jimmy, what are you guys doing as this guy is now marching towards you? This water's falling, and Neo is behind you through a door that is now...
Okay, so first of all, is the oxygen coming back? Is this a fight-worthy time, or is this a get-the-fuck-out time?
Even though the door is cracked open wide enough for this tray, whatever mechanism is pulling the oxygen from here, it's pulling the oxygen from outside of the room as well, though it's not, there's enough out there that it's not going to drain it because there's no other closed doors. But in here, it's still hard to breathe. It's like high altitude, imagine. It's not fully gone, but it's like high altitude. It's hard to breathe.
This is going to be a tough fight, not I'm going to die if I stay here kind of thing that I'm getting. Okay.
Well... You would hope. He is Darth Maul marching towards you with a shield right now, so that's that's for you to deal with.
I had kind of like Warrior of Wakanda vibes.
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. I love it. Exactly
Is that button still visible that he hit to start this whole...
It's on a keypad behind him on the wall. Yep.
And it's just a button.
It's like a keypad basically, and he like touched something on the touch screen of the keypad.
I think we can safely say...
Did he like do a code, or did you feel like it was just a button?
He pressed like 2 buttons simultaneously with his fingers, basically like bop.
Okay.
I think we can safely say at this time Jesse's not thinking straight. However, I will let Jimmy go first.
Yeah. As I see the blast, and I see him pull out this vibro double blade, I'm looking at it, but I'm also looking beyond it, almost like through the blade, and I see the fucking button right there. And I'm just trying to think, like, it just looked like he hit it. So I'm going to try to reach for something in my pocket which is a... No, I'm gonna take off because my boots are very rarely laced. I'm gonna just reach down and pick up one of my boots, and I'm gonna try to throw it at that keypad, and let's see what happens.
I could just hack it from my end.
Well, fucking.
I don't know. You
so
can't
what-
breathe. You haven't told me it.
True. What I'm going to need from your end, Tom, is I need you to basically give me... I need you to either give me a savvy/grits check. Is what it's going to be. Savvy or grits, savvy or grits,
All right.
whichever you'd prefer.
I'm gonna go with savvy, and is it a straight roll? 2d6.
Yeah, 2d6, hitting an 8.
I missed it. That's a 7. I'm gonna burn a heart.
Go for it.
I mean, this probably isn't gonna work, but let's try it. Fuck it. I missed it again. Okay, well, I throw my boot and it just misses the keypad. Now I've got one boot on and one boot off, and I look at Jesse, and I'm like, I tried to hit the button.
Jimmy,
Please tell me it hits Neo with like Neo standing up to go to the keypad.
follow
Neo's
Neo.
behind us.
Get out of here. Go to Neo.
I turn around and I dive for the shopping cart, which Neo has fallen off of now, and I'm just I want to dive.
It's wedged in the doorway. It's wedged in the doorway.
Yeah.
You've got a little bit of running before you get there. But yeah, you can run down there and dive through it.
Yeah, and I'm doing a Superman, trying to dive between the wedge doorway opening.
Beautiful. As you throw the boot, he's going to cut the boot in half with his vibro saber, and the boot's going to fall into two halves behind him, and that's why it was a nice throw, but he just blocks it with the vibro saber and cuts it in half. Jesse.
Jesse sees the fact that this vibro blade, which I'm guessing he's seen prototypes of it before. In fact, that I think they may have even we may have even seen them in the past.
Yes. Yeah.
Knows full well that could quite easily cut through Betty, his rifle, and so stows his rifle, and he's going to go hand to hand with this guy and going to try and get that vibroblade off him.
Oh God, I love it.
So in my head, and again, it can completely go tits up. He's going to do that sort of feint and swipe so that he goes round. He turns around and grabs hold of the vibroblade. That's what he wants to do first.
I love it. I love it so much. That's fucking incredible. Cool. You begin running towards him. He begins running towards you, Jesse. And as you kind of meet in the center, your water is like splashing off of you guys. It's stunning. It's the most beautiful scene. As you kind of go to meet, and he swings, you dip under.
In fact, what I am also going to do, because I am at 10 blues, so I believe that I can troubles brewing.
Yeah, yes you can. Yes, you fucking can.
So I think I'm going to do that.
Beautiful. I love it. So as you begin charging forward, you begin feeling that surge, that protect the family. You fucked up with Rose, but you're not gonna fuck up again. Not fucking today. And as you charge forward, your blues begin troubling. You begin feeling all of your feelings as the red mist comes down. The clinical mind of a soldier with one objective. Kill.
Yeah.
So, in this scene, you are going to basically be able to spend blues instead of hearts to exert. You're going to take half damage from all attacks. And then at the end of the scene, your blues are going to be reduced to 0, and then you're going to gain a new trouble and possibly a new gambit as well. You're going to restore all missing hearts and increase one stat by 1 to a maximum of 3. So we will do that at the end of this scene.
Okay, yeah.
You get to do all 3 or pick just one of those 3.
It is, then choose one of the following. It's one of the 3. It's one of the 3. Indeed. So, you charge at him. He swings. You dip under and spin. You manage to get between his shield and the blade, and you catch the arm right at the hilt, so blades are poking either side of you, and you catch the arm. What's your next move?
A liver shot.
Oh, God, I love it. Oh, God, it's beautiful. You fucking, while still holding the arm, crank back, and it looks like it comes from your fucking ankle. You just swing and ram your fist straight into his liver. You hear a crunch of ribs as he almost winces and folds a little bit. You see him then let go of the shield. He releases that. Welcome, Raiders. Thank you for joining us. Welcome to the last episode of Malt and Magic Arc 2. Jesse, Dave is just beating the fuck out of a Scars officer right now. So he goes to swing for you now. He drops his shield to swing for you and uses fist as a weapon now. Cool. Let me just roll that up. Gorgeous. Okay, he slams his fist against your jaw, Jesse, and is just gonna. You feel your jaw like shift as your head kind of ripples to the side, and you are gonna take 1 point of damage because you're just infuriated, which you have to zero. As you take it on the chin, you feel your jaw slide, and you guys are just face to face, and he, in a look of fear, almost recoils at you feeling nothing.
Yeah, I want to now twist in a way that's basically going to break his wrist and hopefully mean that he releases his vibroblade.
Beautiful. So roll me another attack. So it's 3 dice. You're going to be trying to be 8 with 2 plus muscle, and then the third one is your damage.
Okay, I can do that. So, yeah. I'll do 9 for the attack, and then it's only a 2, but it is a 2 for damage.
It's a 2 for damage. Beautiful. Hey, 2 damage is fantastic. You crack. You basically use this twist maneuver where you loop under the elbow and you crack his arm inwards, separating his elbow, dislocating the elbow, and breaking his wrist. He drops the vibro saber that, as it falls, tips, and the blade seeps through the ground, and it just disappears through the floor, because that's what would actually happen if you drop a lightsaber. And it just disappears through the floor.
Something on your mind, Tony? Is there something that you thought was... Do you want to get off your chest a little bit?
Sorry. Me and George Lucas have some beef. My apologies. It begins falling through floors, and you just hear vroom, 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 as it begins falling through the space station. At that moment, we cut to outside the space station, far, far away, the whole thing rotating, as you just see a red light drop out the bottom of it and fall through the void of space and continue falling into nothingness. And we cut back into that moment. As you can break his wrist and he drops this, he kind of pulls his limp arm from in your grasp, because now as it's all fucked up, he can manipulate it out of your grasp. He's going to try and basically oblique kick you in the knee, Dave, and try and gain some space so he can get some separation here. Beautiful. That's gonna land. He's gonna stomp your knee as you feel your knee hyperextend for a second, and then he's gonna take 2 steps back as you take 3 points of damage from that one, half to 1.
Okay, so I've landed on the floor, both hands on the ground, because that took me off center of balance, and then I'll get back up and sort of hop a little bit, but then stand properly on it, just to test my weight on it again, and then I'm gonna go just reckless, and he's just gonna do that sort of jumping leap where he's gonna come down for a slam to the face, like a punch where he's so jumps up in the air and he's gonna just proper come down onto his face.
A gorgeous Superman punch right to the fucking jaw. And I like to think as well, you're a trained martial artist. You've been doing this for years. You know a great way to distract people is gorgeous feints. You feint a low leg kick, George St. Pierre style, and you leap into the air and just go to throw this punch straight at his fucking nose. Roll me another attack roll, and then we are going to slide on.
So I'm gonna exert, which means I can use my blues on that one.
Blues, yep.
So to re-roll one die or all of them?
Yeah, one die.
One die.
So you could spend 2. You could spend 2 blues and re-roll both of them if you want to.
No, 100%. I got 2 ones in that one, and I was like, that's horrendous. So 2 blues getting used up. So an 8 to hit, and another 2 for damage.
And another 2 for damage. Yeah, beautiful. Yeah, so you absolutely clobber him. You feel his nose, the bones and cartilage of his nose just crushes against your fist, flattening his nose completely. As you just almost push through his face, carry him off his feet, and smash his head into the ground. Your fist concaving the front of his skull ever so slightly as he is finished out for the count. Dunzo.
Jesse lands quite awkwardly because his knees could not quite right for it. It's difficult. It's hard to breathe in here. He lands to the floor. He's out of breath. And he's going to roll back over to carry on the fight. And he gets up and goes, "Oh, cool." And then we'll start and start running and hobbling towards the door to try and get out.
Beautiful. Beautiful. 10. Oh,
sorry.
Nice.
Yeah,
10 out of 10 for the fight scene.
I got it. Yeah, there we go. I got it. Yeah. I was like, oh no, what's it? Matt Sauce's audio again. Holy shit.
I think that was only a 9.6. I have to admit.
Oh, definitely a 10.
As you dash into this next hallway and dive over the cart as well, joining your comrades, you all stand in this hallway. At the end of the hallway on the left, you can see the server room door. However, as you stand there, Danny, can you please roll me a d6? Sorry, a d8. Actually, a d8.
Oh.
Give me a d8 if you can. Sorry.
That would be a 2.
That will be a 2. Oh, you couldn't have chosen better. So, at that moment, as you step into this room and you all
For
kind
us
of
or the
gather your
story?
breath, we're going to find out. As you all kind of gather your breath and begin kind of assessing what's happened, the damage, you look back, there's that bloody body, the pool of water is now turning red around the body. Lasers. Begin crisscrossing the hallway, creating a maze of lasers in front of you. Danny, you rolled it. And you guys can see to the server room
I've seen
at
this
one
movie.
end, you can see lasers stand between you and the server room at the far end. Over to you guys.
Seeing the lasers thing and then the guy still in the corridor, I will... To me, my plunderers! I don't know why I called them like Autobots, but I want to. And then, seeing the lasers, I'm just going to go, fuck that, and just punch my hand into the keypad at the side of me and try and hack them away.
Beautiful. As you roll me a savvy check. Roll me a savvy check. Actually, it's going to be a muscle check. You're punching a fucking wall. It's a muscle check. What am I talking about? There's no savvy involved in this at all.
I got an 11.
Amazing. You bash it, and you see a section of the lasers diminishes. However, there's still half of the room, half of the hallway is still coated in these lasers. Rose, as you're running along this rooftop, another explosion goes off in the distance. Blue flames rippling up to the sky. Rose, as you're running and you can see Tavian coming up to the ledge of this building, he like Kong vaults over it, basically leaping over to the next building, continuing running, looks back for a second and kind of ushers you onwards. You see what looks like, as it glitches for a second, a pipe, and then glitches again, a blue old police phone box seems to just be on the roof, and you can see almost static energy coming from around it. The same kind of energy you saw when Neo's hologram appeared.
Rose is going to pull out a screwdriver and head straight for that phone box.
Yes.
Amazing.
I'll make one.
You arrive at the phone box as you see Tavian you like dive in. What are you using the screwdriver on the phone box?
No, that was literally a Doctor Who joke. But no, she is going to just flip up to the top.
I thought you genuinely were going to bring a fucking... You were genuinely rocking...
No. She doesn't have a screwdriver. That was a pure Doctor Who joke. No, she is going to flip up to the top of this phone box and just... I still don't know who you are. And she's going to open the door. I don't know why Rose is suddenly talking in an American accent either.
Amazing. As you open the door,
keep
what you
dropping
see
into it as well.
inside is code. Just code spanning for miles and miles. You can see, though, it's code you recognize. This is code. Codes like this you've hacked before. It's all right there. You know these ones and zeros. You know how this presents itself. You've seen this before. And suddenly, though Tavian, at the last moment you saw him, was running to jump off the roof in front of you, he suddenly is leaning in the doorway as you're looking in, and he's like, well, damn. A hacker from the void? Now that's something. You're gonna make a hell of a netrunner one day, kid.
Shh.
Go for it. How are you interacting with this code?
You've said enough. Well, the roller skates worked. She's going to hold her palm out and hope that her data pad appears.
Out of static, it appears in your hand.
Oh, I'm beginning to like this place. This I can work with. And she's just going to, as if she was running any other hack code check, she would just type on her datapad, ignoring the code around her, but almost using the datapad to translate that code into something meaningful on her datapad, and just starts running her routines.
Beautiful. What you see on your data pad is the ones and zeros that seem to drip like blood on a wall of this kind of opening that you see in front of you begin shifting and forming into what looks like a hallway. You can then see lines of code crisscrossing this hallway, and you see 3 coded shaped humanoids stood in the hallway. You get an idea of who it might be based on the body.
Recognizing the shapes,
Yep.
She's going to go, there you are. Let me just deal with that, and she's going to try and disable the crisscrossing lines of code.
Beautiful. As you begin typing in and trying to hack into the system, roll me a savvy check, Matt, at upper hand.
Oh, upper hand. Don't matter, that was the same. That's a 11.
11. Beautiful. With an 11, you begin... And you guys, in reality, see the lasers almost begin moving as they and dissipate from reality. And Neo, from the little terminal that you just punched, that little interface that you just punched, you feel a little spark in your knuckle at that moment.
And then thanks, babe.
You see a 2-finger hand raised in code to you as Tavian goes, well, let's best be getting on. I'm sure there's a lot more for us to do along the way. And he begins dashing, goes to the roof and front flips like Spider-Man style, full layout over the roof gap to the next building. You can see, however, connecting the roof, there is this long chunk of building that you reckon, though the gap is quite big, you reckon you could probably wall run that or climb it or something like that, Rose.
Yeah, so Rose is going to hesitate anyway because her friends are right in front of her.
Yeah.
Like, they're not, but they're right in front of her. So she's going to hesitate for a moment and almost reaches out. In fact, she's going to step around the code of Neo almost and just puts her hand to his face. Knows it's not real, but still closes her eyes, pulls her hands back, and then just turns and runs.
Beautiful. You continue running. You come up to this building. You basically pop on your little roller skates and almost glide across this wall over the 2 buildings and land on the other side in a stylish like slide, and then begin kind of skating again and following after Tavian. Beautiful. We come back into
definitely
the hallway.
reverse skating at this point as well.
Oh yeah, I love it. Fuck yeah, you're turning around reverse skating. As you catch up to him, he's like, damn, you're fast on those things. Almost as fast as me running.
There we go.
Anything
She's
from
just
Rose?
going to be like,
Beautiful.
no, just sort of like shrugs the shoulders and carries on going backwards.
Gorgeous. We cut back into the hallway as the lasers dissipate, and you guys can see a clear path to the server room.
That was Rose. She's helping us.
She's alive, Mr. Neo?
She's in the system. We need to get to the server room so we can get her out so we can leave.
Well, I was going to ask why the hell we're going this way, but go.
I turned to Jesse and I just grabbed him and I said, "She's alive, Jesse! She's alive! Let's save her! What do we need to do, Mr. Neo? What do we need to do?"
Follow me! As I start running towards the server room.
Amazing.
You get in.
You get into the server room and you kick the door in. What is ahead of you is the sprawling stacks of the server room. You can see lines and lines and lines of servers and servos just spanning as far as the eye can see. It's a big fucking room, guys. It's a big fucking room. What's the plan?
Find a terminal to try and log in. You know, like they must have a maintenance computer that checks the servers and runs diagnostics, so I'm going to see if there is one of those.
Beautiful. You dash over to the side where you can see a terminal. You kind of flip down the keyboard as it's in the wall and begin kind of trying to run diagnostics and work out where Rose is. Jimmy and Jesse, what are you guys doing?
Jesse's going to look around and presumably find that not really that many things that can come off the wall, considering these are all just server cabinets, to like block the door or anything. Plus, again, we kind of locked ourselves in the room last time. So what he's going to do instead is just be like, and then have a sort of a moment of inspiration, what Neo said before, and we'll look up for a security camera and then go, Rose, if you're in there, hide us and lock this door? And then look really unsure that he's speaking to a CCTV camera.
Amazing. As you are running, you leap onto this roof, and you can see that the top of this roof has what looks like a loft kind of in it. You can see inside there is a automaton just basically kind of walking around, and it seems like they're wearing a virtual reality headset and seem to be like in some sort of virtual reality themselves. And you can see gorgeous loft. Think like, New Girl kind of style, open loft. The lights that are hanging are these holograms. As you take a peek, and it's just for a second, you see Jesse's face, and as it goes, hide us, and then it flashes as you run past the window and continue past it.
What? She'll pull out the datapad at that point, like, fucking... I would like Rose to make some sort of check to see if she can even figure the fucking hologram out just to connect into that. Like, if she passes a hand through it or just anything, like, hide them. Beautiful. How.
I reckon, yes, gorgeous. So give me a savvy check. While you're doing that, Neo, also give me either a cybernetics or a savvy check, please.
Sorry, while we're doing that, am I out of my troubles brewing, and do I need to do anything about it?
You are indeed out of your troubles brewing. Your blues reset to 0,
yep.
And you gain all your health back. I believe all of your health comes back.
Yeah.
56, and then you'll make a decision, but we'll do that at the end of the game.
Fine.
We'll do that at the end of the game.
I'm going to spend a heart on mine because I rolled a 1 and a 2, but I then changed the 1 to a 6, so that is a grand total of 10.
Grand total of 10. Beautiful. Actually, I was wrong. You don't regain all hearts, but we'll leave it as you have. I like it. It makes sense.
No. He's still looking pretty fucked up. I'm going to leave him at 5.
Beautiful. Rose, what was your outcome? Sorry.
So I had to spend a heart to do it, but I rolled a 10.
Yeah.
So there's a moment where I imagine she sort of winces and there's some glitch, but she.
Yeah, perfect, dude. As you kind of try and really lock in there and try and really find it, and you push your mind a little bit further, and your mind being yourself, which actually hurts you in that moment, what you find is not the hologram, but you find the map of Cyber City. You find the whole area that you're in, and you realize that Tavian is leading you on a path that is almost similar to where the party is. Almost like the buildings that you're running on are actually the walls of the hallways that the guys are in, basically. And that you're kind of running through the same space as them, and that Cyber City is kind of encompassing that space. What you see far off in the distance on your screen is a flashing node. And he goes, Tavian right next to you goes, yeah, that's the place. That's where we got to take the plans. And it's just this flashing node. Off in the distance, what you see is a giant, big, like, advertisement screen on the side of one of these skyscrapers. It's, you know, probably like a good mile away. But you can see, even from here, Neo stood typing away at some sort of terminal in this advertisement.
And I got a 12
triangulate
on my
it?
cybernetics that you asked me to do.
Beautiful. You triangulate it, Rose, and you're able to work out that Neo is both where that node is and that screen is, basically. You, like, piece all of that together, essentially. Neo, with your 12, a gorgeous success. You get a number. Rack 958. Row 621. That's what you get. That's where this energy sequence is coming from.
I know where she is. I've got the rack number, and I'll repeat it out. What's the best play here, Jesse? Do you cover me and I go? Do we go together?
I turn
let's
to
all stick
Jesse
together.
and I say, now I'm just going to reach back to a little bit of our history. Our family was a little bit unscrupulous and
incestuous.
At times,
Don't forget.
and incestuous, yeah. And you know, we had different methods for protecting ourselves, whether we were, you know, like moonshine running or whatever back in the day. When I was when I was a kid and Uncle Jesse was in his 20s, we used to do something called the brains bond flank. And the brains bond flank was at least a two-person, but at times more, a strategy to flank anyone that was going to try to gain a position or try to enter a space that we wanted to protect. And I turn to Uncle Jesse and I say, Uncle, we ain't done it for a while, but brains bond flank right now. I'll take the point, and you take whatever comes through that goddamn door, and I'll flank it. And I move to the edge of the door, and I'm just looking to see if I can get an angle this way, and every now and again I'll look the other way, and I'll look at Uncle Jesse.
Jimmy, my God, that's a great idea. I tell you what, look around. They can have fire extinguishers in this place. Grab one. That's going to be the most amazing distraction. Go find one. Quick. Meet you back here.
I see one across the hall, and I run out of the server room back into the hallway, and I grab a fire extinguisher and I look around.
As you look around, you see SCAR's officers climbing over the trolley as well, and heading towards where you guys are. But you dash back into the room, and before they get a chance to shoot you or do anything else.
When you get back in the room, can I? If this is the plan, we're going all in, and I'll give you one of the laser revolvers.
Cool. So Jesse will take that, and he's also going to look around inside the server room for another fire extinguisher, and hopefully we're both going to be able to get it so we can get a supreme distraction going.
Amazing, perfect. Yeah, you're able to see one as well. There's one on the other wall. It's a server room. You need to protect these servers, so extinguishing fires is super important. Yeah, they're dotted every 100 meters or so.
Yeah, so I grab one and run back, lock the door if there's a lock on it, but if not, just literally rips the handle off. And any of these server cabinets are going to be way too heavy to tip over, so it's literally just the door. And so I go with Jimmy's plan. I'm going to be within view, and Jimmy's going to be out of view, flanking them.
Beautiful, awesome. So, Neo, as you begin running through the racks, looking for the number that you were designated by the machine, Rose, we split screen, Soderbergh split screen to Rose running along the roof towards Neo as well, as they both run simultaneously in opposite directions to one another, just trying to get to each other. So, this is the way we're going to do this. This is the way we're going to fucking do this. Neo, I'm going to need a savvy check to find the row first. It's going to be a 7, though, because you're just looking at numbers and you're a super machine.
Good, because that's what I rolled.
Perfect. Awesome. You slide up to the rack and you begin running down the rows and kind of looking for it. As you arrive at the rack where Rose is, you can see that whatever the virus did within the machine, this whole section of machine is completely fizzled out. You can see that sections of it are melted and dripping onto the ground. It's all kinds of glitched and fucked. Ports are leaking liquid. You're not sure if you're going to be able to get Rose out of whatever is left of this server in front of you. How do you want to approach trying to pull Rose's consciousness out of this?
So, amongst all of the debris, melted bits and fucked up bits, is there a bit that I could determine is the most functional bit to try and plug into?
I think that would be fully reasonable. I think you kind of maybe pull some wires out and like carefully kind of sift through into a place where you can see that there might be a section where you can do your old finger and inject yourself. Yeah, inject yourself into the system as well. So as you kind of go into the system and you begin trying to search for Rose, what you find is just this void, this darkness, this silence. And it's not just one type of silence, it's 3. The silence of yourself existing in this space. It's possibly the quietest your mind has ever been in your life as an AI who is constantly evolving. It's the silence of the space itself. Not a noise, not a whisper, not a sound. And there's that silence of your heart skipping a beat because you thought it was just going to be there. You thought Rose was just going to be there. And that moment where it's going to be harder than you thought it was going to be takes that breath away, pulls that heartbeat for a second. Rose, as you're running across the rooftops and it's slowing down, you see Tavian point to the big screen of this board that you are now probably within like 2 buildings of after covering some ground. You can see in the center of it, a platform kind of extends from the board, and there is almost what looks like a light kind of flashing and hovering in the space. What do you want to do? How are you going to try and get yourself over here? Now, this is about probably 50 to 60 feet up in the air. You're like at a building that's lower than it, so to get up there, the advertisement is kind of hanging. You're going to either have to climb or find some sort of way to get some height up onto this building.
As she's running next to Tavian, then she's just going to look at him. I still haven't figured out who you are, but help me. And she's just going to hold out her arm as if to say, almost like, throw me and launch me.
Dude, this beautiful moment as this person grips your arm, and instead of just like launching you, they almost begin shot putting you. They grip you in like almost dancer throw, turn and swing you as they come to the edge of the building. And as time slows, you see this blur of color from the neon lights of the city, Rose. You make eye contact with this person.
I lied earlier. My name's Tavian Magenta. It's me, kiddo.
As he lets you go, flying off into space, as your father, the person who you originally chased into virtual reality, the person who inspired you to be the hacker that you are, the person who had been missing for 25 years, throws you. And as you look into your hand, you see that he's placed that data chip in your hand and throws you towards that platform as he stands on the edge and nods at you. You see this ship that had been chasing you rise up above the skyline as he turns, spreads his arms wide, and just glitches out of reality in front of them. Right. Let's make a check to see if you can catch this platform. But describe anything. Describe anything that you want, Matt. Describe the feelings. Describe all of it, dude.
I think
That
as
caught me off guard.
memories come flooding back, then there's that moment almost where Rose catches the apex of the launch and just lets her body fold backwards. The hover boots, whatever they are, just sort of the skates sort of powering then another burst as she flips over backwards, tears just streaming down her face, no longer scarred, perfect beauty that she was before all of this shit happened. She is then just going to almost use the motion, the backflip, feeling the memories and the emotion fuel her. She's then just going to reach out an arm, closes her eyes, almost just accepts. She's either going to grab it or she's gone.
Beautiful.
And that
We
will
see
be
this moment as the camera circles Rose in 3D space. It's Rose reaching out, the plinth just within reach, trying to grab it, drifting towards it at the apex of this. Matt, add for me your grit and your savvy together for this roll, but you need to make a 9.
It's a 10.
Oh!
Well, I thought that was going to be bad news.
I thought you missed it.
Rose catches it, pulls herself up. You see in front of you a hologram of Neo. As you both can see one another in this moment, as Neo in this void space in front of you suddenly, almost like smoke. Imagine like smoky kind of essence rippling, forming the shape of Rose and then billowing off into the void. You both can see one another in your individual liminal spaces.
Did I also see what just happened happen, or did I just see
No.
Rose appear in front? Okay.
Rose just out of smoke appears in front of you.
Can I try and reach out, however that would be? Like, obviously, I can't physically reach out, but with ones and
Yeah.
zeros.
Rose, you see Neo's hologram reach out towards you. What do you want to do?
She's going to step forward and, in a very vulnerable moment, is just going to put her arms around the hologram of Neo and lay her head against his chest as he stands a couple of inches taller than her and just whispers, "You found me."
Can I take that moment to then try and download her
Yeah,
on,
of
onto
course
me,
you can.
into me?
And what we're into you. And do you know what? It's a good thing you've been rolling successes on all your cybernetic rolls, because this is the one that fucking matters. This is the one that truly, truly matters. So,
Do not
Danny?
press recycle bin. For the love of God, do not press recycle bin, right? Jeez.
No alt F4s. No alt F4s.
Oh, I pressed cut instead of paste. What do I do?
undo, Control Z, Control Z.
Oh shit! Control X. Fuck.
The way we're gonna do this is, Matt, I need you to tell me what is your grit score, what is your savvy score, and what is your muscle score. What are the modifiers that you have?
Given the last time I did Troubles Brewing, I chose to increase my grit by 1.
Yeah.
So I have a grit score of +2, a savvy score of +2, a muscle score of 0.
So, Danny, it's a success, but to pull a consciousness from a machine, we're gonna add Rose's essence to the roll and make it a 12 that you have to hit. But what we are going to do, because this is going to take everything that you have, you're going to add your grit, your savvy, and your cybernetics together, and you're going to roll with upper hand. You need to hit a 12. Over to you.
Burn
Troubles
as many
Brewing won't
boots.
add anything, right? In terms of
Troubles
I
Brewing
can
will
use
allow
my
you
blues
to.
as, instead of heart
Yeah.
to read.
But
Yeah,
if you
so
want
I'm
to
gonna
just
do-
use your heart, yeah, it's all the same.
I've not got a lot of heart, but I've got 14 blues, so I think I got some.
Troubles Brewing. Troubles Brewing.
Troubles brewing, because this is the most
Beautiful.
emotional moment of my life. Because I couldn't save her the first time. If I can't save her the second time, what's the fucking point of me being a supercomputer AI? Because I can't do fuck all. Right. So
Let's run
I'm
it. Let's
with
run
upper hand, so 3d6, and I'm adding my savvy, my cybernetics,
and your grit.
well, my grit 0. So
It's
that's
all 3.
So +5 to whatever I roll on here, and I've got to beat a 12. Fucking hell. My bum always twitching.
You're gonna match a 12. You're gonna match a 12.
The first one's a 2.
Oh.
Second one's a 2.
Oh no!
Third one's a 2.
Reroll! Reroll!
So I'm definitely going to use some blues to reroll.
3 blues.
3. So I'm doing all of them again.
Just
Yeah,
3
you can
blues.
only roll. You can only re-roll each die once, so you can re-roll. You can re-roll each one once, though.
So it's
blues.
this or nothing then, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, this is
Yeah.
it. This is it.
First one's a
This is
3.
Rose or nothing.
Okay.
Second one's a 1. So I'm still 2-2
Ah!
even. Fucking hell. Third one is a 5. So 4,
Oh.
9, plus my 3, I hit 12. Fucking hell, that was touch and go.
For fuck's
Fucking
sake, Danny.
go.
For
Let's
fuck's sake, dude.
fucking go. Incredible. And guys, the key ingredient, the thing that made it all work, was love, of course. In that moment, as you guys embrace and pull one another together, Rose, you begin to absorb the hologram of Neo. Neo, you begin to breathe in the smoky essence of Rose as she begins getting absorbed into you. And both of your eyes flicker for a second. As Neo, when you reopen your eyes in the server room, you both see through Neo's eyes. You both currently share the single body, 2 consciousness. The first time in the history of the solar system have 2 artificial consciousnesses held one body. And there is no one around to see it. As the server sparks and lights on fire, more wires begin sparking, the rack ignites in flames. And as you turn and look at your reflection in the server glass next to you, Rose, you can see Neo, and Neo, you can see Rose, as you both look at that reflection.
Does that mean I also feel the grief of her just losing her father again?
Indeed you do. Indeed you do. You both feel more unified than any 2 beings in all history have ever felt. At that moment, we're going to cut back over to the entrance as
Good, 'cause I
2
need to process
SCARS
that for a bit.
officers rush in through the door. Jimmy and Jesse, how does the brains bond flank work? And let's see it go down.
Nobody knows. Nobody knows.
Absolutely no one knows. It changes every fucking time. But
So it does what it includes though is one of the 2 throwing something in the air, either as a diversion or a target to be hit. And in this case, we're both holding fire extinguishers. And so I think what we're going to try to do is use it both as a diversion and potentially an explosive device. And I'm going to swan song.
what?
Hang on a minute.
I'm going to
Okay.
swan song.
Oh shit.
So you're trying to use the fire extinguisher as an explosive, basically.
Yeah, to buy whatever time we need. And actually, right now, Jimmy doesn't really understand that he's his swan song. He's just kind of in the minute. He's just doing the brains bond flank like we've done it 100 times, right? But we've never done it with fire extinguishers.
Yeah.
So I look at Jesse, and we have done this a lot, and we know how to count this down together. And as I see these void guys start coming toward us, how many of them are there?
Two enter the door, but as you look around, you can see that there's probably about another 5 in the hallway.
Okay. And I looked at Jesse. I'm just giving him the wait. And as those 2 come in the door, I'm still saying wait as they've entered the door. And finally, as the other 5 start coming closer, I look to Uncle Jesse, and I throw my fire extinguisher up right above my head.
Jesse's holding the laser gun that Neo gave, so he's going to use that to shoot. As he does, he just tracks, and at the right moment shoots it to give off that explosive decompression.
Beautiful. And the way this goes down, Jimmy, you let the 2 first go through. You dive between them and the 5 walking in the door, and you throw it up in the air. Jesse, you're tracking that, and you're not looking at what your cousin is doing. You're not looking at the sacrifice being made. As Jimmy, you dive in the doorway. Bah! This pistol blasts out. The flash of light illuminates the room. Neo and Rose, as you peer down the rack, as you're kind of moving back towards and away from the fire burning behind you, you see the explosion, and you see Jimmy smiling at you all. Shrapnel rips through everything within the vicinity. It's not the blast that kills, it's the blades of metal that slice, puncture, and embed themselves in the young boy who's just way out of his depth. Jesse.
Yeah.
You're gonna take 3 points of damage.
Yeah, he gets like 2 or 3 like shards straight across. It goes 1 across his eye, 1 across his nose, 1 across his chin, as it completely takes him out. And it's when he looks up and just sees the pile of bodies with Jimmy smiling that he goes, no. And he gets up and he's crawling towards the door. Door's been blasted open. He crawls up and he just grabs Jimmy's head. And he's just crying on the floor.
Rose and Neo, you see your friend crawl to the body of your fallen comrade. What do you guys do?
So it's happened again. Every single time. He was the best of us. He didn't deserve this.
This was meant to be for him. Not for us. For him.
And
Explosion.
Because you're in my head, you'll sense that I now have the immense skill of, if I hadn't have come to save you, we'd have probably got out by now. And so I think like it's my fault Jimmy's dead.
I think that's a very reasonable thought to go through Neo/Rose's mind as an explosion goes off behind you and the server explodes, bathing the room in an orange glow. And I'll describe this next bit as a bit of a montage as it happens.
If I may,
Yes, please.
Jesse's so doesn't understand what's happening, but does, if that makes sense, like sees what's happening but can't quite believe it. He picks up Jimmy. He fireman's lifts and he's over his shoulder. He looks back at the other two and he just walks out of the server room carrying Jimmy. There's another wriggling SCARS officer on the ground and he just, not even looking, just shoots him in the head as he just keeps walking. He's just walking for the docks. Amazing. And I'll let you take over from there.
Beautiful. Neo and Rose follow behind, stepping over the corpses of these SCARS officers, similarly to Jimmy, embedded with shrapnel, as you guys begin walking towards the docks. We cut to a moment where we walk past a hallway, a set of officers are there. Jesse takes a blaster shot to the shoulder, but shoots both of them dead. Neo, you catch up and walk next to Jesse as you almost hold Jimmy's hand in yours as you walk together. You executing anyone who comes into your path, taking blasts from those who are just faster in some cases because you are struggling to think about anything but the body next to you. We cut to the blast doors of the docks opening as one man crawls through, a SCARS officer crawls, he's like, "No, please!" As Neo stamps on his head, crushing his skull using the piston force of his foot. You guys see a ship in front of you. The door open. The crew boards the vessel in silence. As you climb aboard, Neo/Rose begin performing checks almost by routine as a zombie just begins getting blasters ready, focusing shields on the front as SCARS officers flood out of the doorway and begin shooting at the ship, the blasts ricocheting off of this electromagnetic shield wrapped around the front. Jesse, where do you lay Jimmy's body as you go for the cockpit?
I imagine that it's a ramp up into this spacecraft, and then there's like that personnel area. I'm thinking very much the Halo, spaceships. And I lay him down smack in the center, really gently, on his back, put his arms over him, and then just keep firing the laser pistol out of the exit. And
Amazing.
Then we'll get up and... I guess Neo might be flying this, Neo/Rose. So I think he's probably literally just sitting there, hunkering over Jimmy's body, just keeping them at bay.
As you're blasting, you take out a few more, and the door to the ship lifts Millennium Falcon style, and you're just there, huddling over your cousin, protecting him. Still, there's nothing around, but there could be something, and you can't lose him a second time. Surely not you gotta make sure. Neo and Rose, you climb into the cockpit and pull the captain's chair. You can see that this is a special ship. This is actually an experimental one that uses this, they're calling it essentially goo technology, where you implant your arms in this like silicone liquid and then fly using the movement of your arms in the silicone liquid. It acts as like the wings, essentially. Yes, Matt, please.
If that's the case and it's got a physical interface, I would like, if possible, to bleed my consciousness into the ship.
Of course, I would love to do that. Rose releases herself from Neo. Neo, do you want Rose to go? Is that something you're going to let happen?
There will be some initial resistance, but I also know what her idea is, and that it's only temporary until we get to safety. So after the initial... Yeah, okay. And I'll let her go, because obviously we've got a shared consciousness. So as she had the idea, I kind of had the idea at the same time, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, perfect. Go on, Matt.
In that moment then, probably what Neo thought I was going to do, I don't do. I bypass all of the ship's controls.
Okay.
I would like to, if possible, I don't know how experimental this ship is, I want to try and fabricate one of the needles that injects into the mind.
The VR needles?
And I want to see if I can save Jimmy's consciousness in any way, shape or form.
Amazing. So, as Rose leaves your body and finds new home within this vessel, Neo, you start up the thrusters and pull the vessel out of the docks and away from the Wave Corp space station. Trailing behind are 2 Scars ships. However, as Rose frantically works in the cyber city that belongs within this ship and begins trying to use the technology here to build something to bring Jimmy back, Jesse sobbing over his cousin, and Neo just lost as you drift off into space, being chased from behind. We don't know what comes of the plunderers. We might never know what comes of the plunderers. However, that is what Orbital Blues is all about. Loss, love, friends, and fucking chaos. And guys, not only did the plunderers succeed in the mission, but you saved the universe. This was essentially going to be a reset on the Orbital Blues world. And a group of 4 ragtag jabronis managed to make a difference. But, like most heroes, not the ones we see in Marvel movies, not the ones we hear about on television, the unsung, unseen heroes of the day are the plunderers. And that is where we are going to end Orbital Blues Arc 2, The Wave. Thank you guys for being a part of this amazing journey. Will we see the plunderers again? Will we see them again? I do not know. Who will be alive? We do not know.
I don't think I've got the emotional bandwidth to do that again. I'm an absolute mess. Oh,
Fuck you, Tom.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Tom.
For no
Guys,
God.
thank you so much for such an incredible story arc. I mean, guys, we've smashed it out of the park with 2 of these Orbital Blues arcs. They've been 2 of the most moving stories I've been able to tell as a GM, along with my incredible cast of players here. So if you guys have enjoyed Orbital Blues, go check out the system, support Soul Muppet, and more importantly, support these incredible, incredible role players and this awesome podcast and stream and actual play that we are here at Malt and Magic, because we bring this shit every fucking session. Guys, anyone else got anything else they want to say before we head towards Unrolled? And we're going to unpack this one on Patreon, so make sure that you go check that out. Go subscribe to the Patreon so you can find out all the behind-the-scenes good goods and the debrief that we're about to have after this arc. Go check that out. Anyone else got anything?
Big counselling we're about to have.
I was going to say, yeah. I've now got to try and compose myself, because yes, I do have some things I need to speak about. Dave, I don't know if you can reset my video so it's not glitching like shit, because yeah.
I can. Give me 1 second.
I mean, I need that second, to be honest, because fuck my actual life.
Bodhi, amazing.
Yeah.
Tom, you're an
100%.
arse.
Right. I mean, while Dave's using that second, seriously, like, I love you guys, each and every one of you. Fuck me. That was incredible. So I know there's been comments in the chat already to say Dynamite, amazing job. Bodhi, what a fucking story. What a fucking story.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm just the game.
Stuff.
You guys are the vessel. You guys are the vessel.
Nah, that was fucking, the collaborative TTRPGs and immersive. There you go. That's the strapline. Look, yes. Going into September, we, as a crew, are celebrating, would you believe it, 5 years of Malt and Magic, which is incredible. We have had lots of friends join us along the way, not to mention, or not the least of which, are these two amazing gentlemen on screen, one of which I've now got a serious emotional issue with for at least a week. But because it is 5 years, we're going to be doing another big giveaway. We want to celebrate all the people that have joined us along the journey as well. But as part of that giveaway, I did want to do a little tease tonight. We've not quite finished the details of how we are going to do the giveaway, but we will do that before said anniversary episode, which coincidentally will be our next episode of Daggerheart. It will be Fourier episode 3, and as such, we have a brand spanking new core edition copy of Daggerheart ready and waiting to a lucky winner. So please pay attention to social media, pay attention to all of the episodes, as well as we will be releasing the details up until that particular date. There will be lots of information coming, so you stand in the best chance to win this core set. And I know at the minute it is like gold dust because they are selling out almost instantly. We did manage to get one, so yes, that is ready and waiting for all of you Malt and Magic fans, alongside some other goodies. The other thing I did also want to cotton on to the end of this is you hopefully saw it during the break, but there is a brand new trailer out for an amazing Kickstarter which starts very, very soon, known as the Scorched Basin, which we are very, very proud to be even a small part of. Please keep your eyes and ears peeled to our social media feeds, D's social media feeds, because that is coming very quickly, and it is amazing. It is fantastic. Like, we have seen some of the artwork, we've seen some of the snippets. It is incredible, and it's gonna be incredible. System agnostic, which is exciting. Lots and lots of extra stuff in there as well. Birdie Tom, I don't know if you want to add a few notes onto the end of that. If not, that's me done, and I'm gonna go have an emotional breakdown.
Guys, Scorched Basin launching on September 2nd. It's a Dune/Mad Max desert setting filled with new magic systems, new alchemy systems, creatures, vehicle mechanics, vehicles, 5 factions, all manner of items, terrains, weather, everything you could fucking need to run a campaign is all there. So either plug it into your home world or use it as the entire campaign setting. But whatever it is, we look forward to seeing you on September 2nd, and grab yourself a copy. We appreciate everyone who backs in. Just remember, when you support Homie and the Dude, you're supporting the TTRPG community, because every person who clicks on a link through one of your favorite creators, you're going to be giving that creator half of what you bring in. So, make sure you are out there supporting those creators like Malt and Magic. So, support Homie and the Dude, support the community, and we will see you guys maybe for Orbital Blues, maybe for something else next, but we'll catch you guys next time. Peace.
Peace.
Bye.